Dakota land where the skies are wide and the freedom stands, with a Bible in my hand and a prayer in my heart, living this life where the wild plays its part. Dust on my boots and my hat pulled low, got my trusty rifle and I'm ready to go. Hunting the game as the sun hits the sky, in the heart of the 701 I feel so alive. Guns and the 701, that's how we roll. Faith in the good Lord, that's how we hold the line of the legacy that runs through our veins in this wild, wild land where the spirit remains. We're living free, living bold, side by side, with God on our plate and our hearts open wide. Ranch in the fields, the cattle run free with a purpose so strong, it's our grand legacy. The rivers run deep as we cast out our lines, fish in the waters where the North Star shines. Got the warmth of the sun with the chill of the night, with every shot fired we're ready to fight for the freedom we cherish. The second is true, with family beside us we stand through and through. Guns in the 701, that's how we roll. Faith in the good Lord, that's how we hold the line of the legacy that runs through our veins in this wild, wild land where the spirit remains. We're living free, living bold, side by side, with God on our plate and our hearts open wide. In a world that's spinning with sins that they wield, we stick to our values, our fate is revealed. With the word as our guide, we tread on the earth, a community built from the love, not the curse. Raising our voices, singing loud through the night, for God and our freedom, we'll continue the fight. Let the rifles ring out, let the spirits align, in North Dakota's embrace, our souls intertwine. So when you hear the gunshots and feel that proud sound, know it's faith and freedom that echoes around, from the fields of the ranch to the depths of the lake. With God on our side, there's nothing at stake. Guns and the 71, forever we'll stand in the heart of our faith in this great free
All right. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. That's episode 194, Guns in the 701, and we're coming up. We're going to start our fourth year here coming up in August, Alex. Can you believe that? Wow.
That's amazing.
I can't believe we've been going that long. But hey, thanks to all our great sponsors. LAUER Auto Repair has been with us since the very, very beginning, and we want to thank Axe and the boys down there. They do a great job in Bismarck over there. 309 South Washington Street, and we always say that we're coming live from the LAUER Auto Studios, and we're powered proudly by them. So we thank them and all the rest of our sponsors that have made this possible for each and every one of us. So before we get going, everybody, I'll let you know I got Alex Laws here. He, of course, is been a candidate for the North Dakota U.S. House. He's got some things we're going to talk about in regards to that. The big thing is we're going to talk about the North Dakota Trust Lands Completion Act of 2026. This is crazy language. It's a crazy idea. It's not the first time it's come about, but we're going to get pretty deep into that as well. And then, of course, all your comments, keep them coming in. I do my best to try and answer them all. The reason the chat doesn't display on here, and I'll show everybody, hey, one shot, it comes over the top. I don't know what happened to this thing, so just bear with me. I'm going to have to fix it, and I don't know what the fix is, but I'm sure I'm going to learn on my things, the things I never wanted to learn, right, Alex? It's
there you
one
go.
of the things
Exactly.
I have to do. But with that, though, I'm going to put up the Second Amendment, and if Alex would be so kind as to recite that.
It'd be my pleasure. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Amen. And I'm telling you, 27 words, but they're a very, very important set. 27 words, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
And I think they're even the second protects the first, because if you don't have the second, the rest of them go away. And that's just the reality of it. So I always start out with a prayer. So let's do that tonight. Heavenly Father, thank you for the blessings that you've given to us each and every day. Because as we know, everything we have is because of you and only through you. We thank you for sending Jesus Christ, your only Son, who died on that cross for us so that we could be fully redeemed if we just welcome him into our hearts. We pray that everybody that hears this tonight, if you're struggling, if you need a hand, if you can't find God, please get in touch with us. You can find us at gunsofthe701.com, and we will help you find the Word of God. Without him, without his Son, we never will reach the kingdom of our Almighty Father in heaven. Please bless our troops as they are battling for our freedoms and battling for our God-given rights. And please bring leadership to your word as well, so that they will make the right decisions and lead this Christian country back to the path of you. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right. I've been doing that for a while, Alex. Oh, did we lose Alex? Uh-oh. Hey, Jamie's on. Good to see you tonight. Dennis is on. Good to have you on. Alex, did we lose you? Uh-oh. I think we lost Alex again. He kind of bleeped out here a while ago. I believe he's up at the North Dakota State Fair, I think. So I'm just going to send him. Tell you what, I'm going to take a quick break. Everybody stay tuned. Sorry about that. I'm going to see if I can't get him back on here. And I think he's up at the State Fair, so maybe he's having issues up there. I don't know. But hang with us. I'm going to just run a quick break, thank our sponsors, and we'll see if we can't get him back.
LAUER Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at LAUER Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with LAUER, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. LAUER Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at LAUER Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's LAUER Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
When you want it done right,
Go where lemons go.
Kalon's Auto Service, owned and operated by Kalon and Misty Foss, lifelong locals with over 25 years experience. From modern rides to classic restorations, they can handle it all. Top quality work, fair price, and honest hometown values. Located just one block south of Highway 12 on 6th Avenue West in Lemmon. Kalon's Auto Service, serving you with all your auto repair needs.
for the best gun gear for every and any situation, Little Angry Man Arms LLC has you covered. Top-notch guns from top-name brands like Winchester, Glock, Sig Sauer, and Ruger to essential extras from Magpul's, Streamlight, Hollow, Sun Optics, and more. Little Angry Man Arms LLC have everything to make your shooting adventures a success. Visit littleangrymanarms.com today and gear up for your next big hunt, competition, or home defense. Don't miss out on our exclusive deals. Little Angry Man Arms LLC, based in Trail City, South Dakota, your ultimate hunting partner.
At Horton LaserCraft, we believe in the power of personalization. Whether it's a cherished memory, a special occasion, or a unique gift, our custom laser engraving brings your vision to life. Our expert craftsmen and state-of-the-art technology ensure every piece is a work of art. From personalized decor to one-of-a-kind keepsakes, Horton LaserCraft makes every moment unforgettable. Horton LaserCraft is owned and operated by a local veteran and his wife located near Thunderhawk, South Dakota. They provide custom laser products at a reasonable price, and their turnaround time is fast and efficient.
Custom board cutting, glassware, decanter sets, mugs, assorted stainless steel jewelry, assorted tags, decor, custom acrylic nightlights, and much, much more.
Call them up at 605-545-7535. Horton LaserCraft, where memories are engraved.
All right. Hey, sorry about that, everybody, but we got Alex back again.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Eric, good to have you on. Dennis is on tonight. Tom Donaldson. Hey, good evening. We love Tom, don't we, Alex?
Yep, absolutely.
So,
Every time I got this, I got to tell you guys out there, I got this Apple phone. Never do that. My Apple phone seems to want to tell me what to do, so a call comes through and it just pushes me off everything else. I mean, I'll decide what call I want to answer, Siri, and I don't know what to say other than that. It's like it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a Samsung, so I've got an Android, and
Yeah.
I had an Apple one time, and I didn't have it very long. I could stand it. And I'm talking, this is one of the, way back when I was with the NRA, because that's what they gave us all, and I couldn't stand it.
Yeah.
Then they give us the Blackberries at one point. Yeah. Hey, Brian, good to have you on. Fellow MV, little lady says that's okay. We're just getting started, but I think we got to work through it. If it happens again, we'll just have Alex do the same thing. He'll just have to come back in. It kind of screws up the entire link. And I know what's happening. Apple, your phone's taking over the permissions, and they're taking it away from whatever you're running, because Restream has to be granted the mic and the video and all that. So
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's just dive into this, Alex.
Yeah.
So the North Dakota Trust Lands Completion Act. Here's the bill number. Here's the cover page. HR 2252. This was introduced by, unfortunately, our lone representative, Julie Fedoracek from North Dakota, claims to be a Republican. She introduced this March 21st, 2025. Now, remember also, everybody, this bill there's been forms of this that have been introduced for decades, honestly.
Yep.
Whether it was just for North Dakota or other ones. And, here's my take on this, and I'm gonna let Alex have a stab at this, because he's got a lot of information on this. They basically, essentially, I live in the heart of Standing Rock, and for some reason they want to take and they want to make the reservation whole again. That's bull, because they'll never do that. There are so many of us here with private land that, let's just face it, the Indian people sold because they were given allotments. In fact, I have an Indian allotment that we own, and we have the other side of it that we rent, that were held by tribal members who they can sell them. You get a patent paper. And if you don't know that process, everybody call me. I'll tell you, it's insane. Anyway, so that's you're never going to make the reservation whole, because my place ain't for sale, and I know nobody else's is around here either. So that's just a stupid narrative to begin with. Here's my problem, and this is why I hope hunters and shooters. Hey, Matthew. Hey, our NDGOP chair. Glad to have you with us tonight, Matt. If you're a hunter or a shooter and you think you got problems now finding public land and public access to hunt on, especially within the reservation, if they do this, you're going to lose most of it, because I imagine that in that North Dakota trust land, they're going to use mostly the school lands. They don't say this in the bill, but that's the biggest majority of the land.
Yep.
Every township was given a section of land when this was created. So that's your biggest part. And a lot of them have been sold off. There's the 2 quarters I rent, the other 2 quarters I didn't get it, but they sold to another guy I tried to buy them to. So they've been sold. But right now, you're going to lose all access to those lands if this transfer takes place, and you'll be under the tribal jurisdiction of rules, regulations, fees, and licensing. Not a good thing. Non-tribal members that are non-residents pay through the nose for a non-resident deer tag.
Yep.
So
that's right. Yeah.
And you can be a North Dakota resident. It don't matter. I live in the boundary, so I'm considered a non-tribal resident, and I still pay if I want. I don't do it, but I could still pay through the nose to get one of their tags. So this is going to be very problematic, especially with all you guys that keep hollering about public access. You got to be fighting this thing tooth and nail, because you're about to lose a whole bunch of it if this takes place. Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, I couldn't say it any better. The bottom line is that this is a well-disguised land grab. And what they did is they took our congressional representative, and because she'll rubber stamp anything, and they put her up and they said, look, you put this through because, it sounds all nice and goodness and light, and then nobody will question you. To the point that they even had her on the radio where she was saying things like, I don't know what they're going to do with this land afterwards, but it's really a good idea that we do this. Now, look, here's the bottom line. That's garbage, and everybody out there knows it. And so what we're faced with is, because 77 out of 10 North Dakotans voted for her, we've got a person there that's pushing forward an act that is literally going to steal land from North Dakota. And so I want to set aside 2 things. One, I want to break down the piece of federal land and state land. Yes, I think there is a way forward to move from federal land so that it becomes state land. But I will say early on in this conversation, not with the current administration in North Dakota, not with Kelly and the rest, because you're going to lose that land. Sorry about that out there if I just insulted those guys, but that's the reality. They're here to take the land. So you're going to lose not just that piece that gets moved or sold or traded, but they're going to swap that BLM land, which right now you have incredible access on. That'll become state land or it gets swapped into, and then they're going to sell it. And every mechanism for this is in this bill. And I was talking to Clay about this, and they write these bills because they're going to do them, not because they write a sentence in there. So, for example, there's a sentence in there that says they can sell that land for less than $500 an acre, and one person gets to make that decision in North Dakota and one in Washington. And you get no recourse but an inspection. They wrote that in there because that's what they plan on doing. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, and it's they've got it in here. I was just looking, valuation, section 4 of this bill, and that's where they talk about this, the equal value and the overall state value of the state land and what they can do. And it looks like to me it falls under the Secretary of State's office here in North Dakota, and it doesn't really say who it's going to be at the Fed level, but I imagine it'll be somebody within the United States Department of Interior.
Yeah,
which would be
probably somebody who's going to do exactly like they're told.
Yeah, well, I imagine Burgum's going to have a big say in that. He is the Secretary of Interior.
Yep.
So think about that. Yeah, and here it is. It's right here. It's in section 4 of the valuation, and then it comes under D, low value parcels. The Secretary, with the consent of the state, may use mass appraisals, oh boy, a summary appraisal, or a statement of value made by a qualified appraiser, I imagine a hand-picked one, carried out in accordance with the uniform standards for professional appraisal practice to determine the value of a state land grant parcel or a parcel of unappropriated federal land to be conveyed under this act instead of the appraisal that complies with the uniform appraisal standards for federal land acquisitions. If the state and the Secretary agree that the market value of the state land grant parcel or the unappropriated federal land is applicable, less than $500,000 and less than $500 an acre. There it is. It's right there in black and white.
Yep.
And what that all means, everybody, you get no say.
Oh, yeah. No say whatsoever. and they write it in there because they're going to do it. And there's another piece here that's so important. They just do it out of hand. They just think that no one's going to read this, and you're going to just accept it because, oh, we're going to make the reservations whole. So there's several flaws here. One is they're not going to make the reservations whole, and they're not going to make them self-sufficient with this simple bill. That is cover for fire. And the fire is that they're going to move that land and swap land so that you can't get a hold of it. You're never going to touch that land. And once it's gone forever.
Absolutely. Someone, hey, whoever's calling my cell phone, I am sorry. You will have to call me back. So, and I want to read this one here too. I remember when we were talking off air here. So grazing permits, which is found under hazardous materials, which is an interesting subtitle in miscellaneous. I don't know why it's there, but here's how this will work with if you have a grazing permit, and this is on the other side. So, I've been worried about what happens here. Say you have a lease with North Dakota Trust Lands for the school land, which I have 2 quarters, and many people, they do. We lease it. We run our cattle on there, and it's not a free for all like people think. That's based on fair market rentals, not like the allotments that are set by Congress. If you think that those of us with governmental allotments, which I can do nothing about, I'd buy the land from them, but they won't sell. That's part of the grassland system of the United States Forest Service and managed there. And of course, falls on the Department of Interior. But that land goes with the base acres that you own. Well, it was established at the beginning of this system that come off the watersheds. That's why it's called, like here, Cedar River grasslands. Down in the Lemmon area, it's the Grand River grasslands. You got the Little Missouri because they're all based on watersheds. That's how they accumulated them and gained access. I'm not going to go in that whole history tonight, but that land and that particular rental per animal unit is set by Congress. Nobody can change it without literally a congressional act that would have to come out of the House, probably, then, of course, go to the Senate and then on to the president, just to make an increase in rent. Well, you and I both don't know that'll never happen because wouldn't that be a bomb that they'd be jumping on? Probably.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yep.
I bet every ag organization would come out against it. And I'm just going to flat out say it. I don't want to see it go up either, but I'm telling you, the rental rate hasn't moved in decades, and it definitely is not in compliance with probably where it should be. But I can tell you, it's like touching Social Security. It's never going to probably happen. But the grazing permits, what I found interesting. On the flip side of that, if that land, let's just say BLM land, and that piece then becomes a piece of state land, right? Well, right here they have it. If under the act that is subject to a lease, permit, or contract for grazing of domestic livestock in effect at the date of the conveyance, the Secretary of State, as applicable, shall allow the grazing to continue for the remainder of the term of the lease, permit, or contract, subject to the related terms and conditions of the user agreements, including permitted stocking rates, grazing fee levels, access, and ownership and use of range improvements. So here's what happens. Yeah, you'll still get to lease that. And I've heard her say this, and I've heard a couple other people tell, you'll still get to graze it. You get to graze it for the remainder of your lease when it comes out of the BLM hands and goes into the state. But there's no guarantee they're going to re-up that, and they don't have to.
Well, they don't have to. And Clay, I'd like everybody. Boy, I love doing this part. This is the second grenade we get to throw in here. Julie, and Hoven and others are putting in what's called the Lease Reform Act. Now, the Lease Reform Act is going to be sold on the same idea, which is that if you've got a lease and you've had it forever and you want to change that because it's really not paying you enough for your land or something, or it's not right, or access isn't right, they want to change that, but they're pushing it through so that they can change it. And it also has to do with access to land. So this is something that, and Clay and I were talking about this. Nothing is done in government projects without a plan ahead of time. You don't write it if you don't plan to do it. They don't write these plans if they don't plan to do it, and they do it in conjunction. So they sit down, and there's something about profiting from work. Let's say that, I'm just going to say it, and people can call me if they don't like it. Let's say you're an inexperienced secretary who gets to be a PSC person and elected to Congress, and you make $175,000 a year. You're profiting from the government and your inexperience. But when you work to profit from your position by writing laws like this, that's wrong. And that's what's happening right now.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what's happening. And there's a lot of stuff in there about the minerals. And let's, I'm telling you, it's a 10-page bill.
Yep.
Go read it. It's HR 2252. If you want an easy link, go to Guns in the 701 on the Facebook page, and it's pinned at the top. You can't miss it. Click on it, click that link, and read this bill. I've read it. I'm sure you have too. I understand it. I can tell you right now, some people aren't going to understand some of the stuff in there. They're written that way on purpose, aren't they? They are writing bills so that you don't understand them. And if you're not familiar with that kind of lingo, it's tough to sort out probably for some. But I'm telling you right now, it is a big land grab. It's not going to be beneficial to any of us. And somebody's pockets are going to get lined out of this, aren't they?
Sure, they're going to take this land. It's going to be sold off. Big dollars are going to bid on it. Once Kelly decides he gets to buy this land, you're going to see your BLM land go away, which a lot of people are going to say, hey, it should be state land. You're going to see it. You'll never touch it. They'll buy it for such a cheap price. Secretary of State will decide the price on it. They'll get to look at the paperwork, and that's it. And the most important thing, like I would say, read the bill first of all, and then. But if you really want to read, jump down to the bottom of it and read the stuff where it gets into the text of it. Because the beginning is a lot of things where they changed it and put it in for amendments. Right. And the other piece then is I would encourage everybody, go to GovTrack, because you get to then read Fedorchak's comments on it, which tells you how they're selling it. And then you can also read the bill again. And then, look, when it looks really daunting, read it and then leave it alone for a day and go back and look at it again. And it's not a good bill. They need to pull this off and stop doing it. There is already legislation. For example, in 2000, they passed the Federal Land Transaction Facilitation Act. This lets BLM sell land or swap land, and they take those profits and then they buy recreational land, or they buy what they consider preserve land. Well, that's what the definition of it is. But the reality is that whole bill, if you dig into that one, which is already an existing law, allows for the swapping of land by ranchers. It's a long process. It could take a year, but you have reviews and you can argue it and you can say, hey, wait, it's not worth as much as my land, or it's not worth as much as this. This one, even the BLM officials do not like this bill because it skips past so many steps for valuing land and being fair trade on lands. So if that should tell you something. They don't even feel like it's fair for value,
Well, it won't be, and there'll be somebody's going. They'll pick somebody to their liking. Let's just put it that way to make those evaluations. And I just pulled it up here on the website on Congress.gov. So everyone needs to know too. I guess we didn't mention this. It passed the House. So just so you guys know, it passed the House in the Senate. Now, I guess you could look at it this way, Alex. Lately, bills go to the Senate to die, it seems like. But so maybe this one will too. But I really encourage you to call Hoven and Kramer in North Dakota. And if you're down in South Dakota, get a hold of that Kami Thune and, of course, Rhino Rounds, and let them know how you feel. That you don't want to see this. Because I'm telling you right now, you've got a lot of reservations down there in South Dakota as well, and they've always wanted the Black Hills. They don't have it yet, but I would see where this could end up being something that might let them even creep into there. You got Pine Ridge. I mean, there's a ton of reservations around down in South Dakota, including Standing Rock. It shares North and South Dakota. So keep an eye on that and make sure you go read this bill and you call those offices and say vote no, because it already passed the House.
Yeah, you should still let Julie know you're upset with her that she did this, because she snuck it through. They started this whole thing when the Iran thing kicked off. I talked about this during the campaign.
Yes, they did.
They snuck it onto the bill. They got a bunch of people who voted it. Some other people that voted for it don't care about it because it affects. There's not a lot of reservations in some of the states where people voted for this, and they obviously did some horse trading. And they wanted this done because money's involved. And Julie has ownership of land near these state trust lands. You need to look in depth at this. It's not a good thing. She should be called to task on this.
When you look up the date and the actions that took place, it really ramped up in May. But so it was placed on the calendar on April 2nd. From there, the 19th of May is when it really started going. Westerman, he moved to suspend the rules and pass the bill as amended. So there we go. I mean, I know they do this, but you look at this. Considered under suspension the rules on May 19th, 3:38 p.m. Of course, that's out on the East Coast time. Then they had debate on it for 40 minutes. Ooh, wow, really?
Wow. Yeah.
Then a motion to suspend the rules again was made to pass the bill as amended and agreed by a voice vote. Yeah. I was looking for the voting, and it was a voice vote. Motion to reconsider laid on the table. This is all on the 19th, guys, throughout the day, without objection, and then it passed.
Yep.
I mean, or it went to the Senate. I mean, they passed it on a voice vote. That's the part that pisses me off when they do that. I like to see them put their names by a yay or nay.
Yeah, exactly what they should have done. This is a lot of money involved, and this is land. This is going to last forever, and this stuff lasts forever. And they're even talking about it that way, that this is something that's supposed to have been solved so long ago, and they needed to do it, and the federal government owes us this. But then they do it like this. It's absolutely wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I really wanted to bring this to everybody's attention. I bet you some people listening tonight, or when you catch the replay or catch it on the podcast, you probably never heard of this bill. And I kind of take, so I guess I take a little bit. I should have been on this publicly earlier. I knew about it, and I honestly, Alex, I didn't think it was going to go anywhere because it didn't before. And
I thought
like
it was going to die in the Congress. Yeah, I thought it would die in the Congress. They're so tactically good at stealing that they put it up when a bunch of other stuff was going on, and they did some trading. I don't know what the trading was, but I guarantee some people traded for it.
Oh, absolutely. They bought some votes somewhere for it because, and like I said, I don't have a record of the vote because it was a voice vote.
Yeah.
So I have no clue who voted and who didn't. I never liked that, especially, I mean, it seems like a small bill, right? It's not. Yeah. We're talking about millions of acres of land. This isn't just, I guarantee it. Yeah, they call it the North Dakota Act, basically. But I guarantee you right now, this will follow suit everywhere.
It absolutely will. It absolutely will. In fact, you know, Clay, you're familiar with Standing Rock intimately. I talked to the Economic Committee or Council on Standing Rock about this, and they're like, "Yeah, this is a good deal for us." I said, "Do you realize that that at a minimum 40,000 acres of land, not just mineral rights, but of land that's in BLM, will be lost?" And that's some of our most accessible land in North Dakota, right? You can camp, you can drive, you can do everything on BLM land. You can't do a lot of that in state trust land. For those of you who are listening out there. And he said, "You're kidding. What? That doesn't make any sense." He said, "Many of the tribal members hunt that BLM land." So my point is, they're going to lose too, but they've been sold this bill of goods, you know?
Well, yeah, they're being told that this is going to help unite the reservation and bring it whole again. I've heard that term I don't know how many times. It is not going to bring it whole again. And they say that by saying, well, North Dakota possesses these trust lands, so they're, you know, I've even been told they're rightfully the reservations. I said, no, they're not. They were sold and they were given. Okay. And I don't care how pissed off people get about what I'm about to say. We fought the war. You lost. Live with it. We are here. This is not going to change. You're entitled to nothing, period. And that is my feelings. Now, I have a lot of friends that are Indian and tribal members here. But that tribal council is one of the most corrupt. Do you want to see a model of corruption and how to do it? Look to the tribe. Period.
Well, I think that's why they got targeted. I think that's why it was so easy for them to put this narrative together to say that they were going to help the tribes on this, because then it sounded like they were helping the tribes on it. They could bury the fact that they were actually going for a land grab, and then listening to her explain it. And you know, Hoven, you didn't hear Hoven talking about it because he knows he can't defend it.
Yeah. Well, it's just that. Think about it. It's kind of like history repeating itself, taking land again, right?
Yeah.
From the tribe. And they don't realize it. They think they're going to get this gift, and it's not. It's not a gift. It's going to be a problematic situation for all of us. What if this passes? And I hope that in the Senate, I kind of been watching the Senate on this. There's not much movement on it right now, but I know they're pretty. I don't think we're going to see much on this unless they sneak it through. You need to watch this stopgap bill, you know, to finance the government.
Yeah.
And make sure it doesn't sneak in there.
Yeah. And it could, and I think the thing is too, it does matter if you call Hovind or Kramer, even though Hovind's going to profit from this, and I don't know if Kramer will or not. The reality is that it does matter if you call and if you write, because they don't want that. Okay, it's easy for them to say, you know what, it's not the time for this, and it's not the time for this. There's other ways to do this. If you really need to move federal lands into state lands, or if you need to make someone whole, or farmers need a section because their section is hard to get to, there's ways to do that. I wholeheartedly agree with that, but not this one that undervalues it or steals it, and then one person gets to make a decision. That's just wrong.
Well, and the idea of turning land over to the tribe for management is one of the worst ideas. I live here. You want to? Yeah. I'll take you on a tour. Anybody that wants, and show you how they manage their land here. They don't. They don't do anything with it. And I've been to those lease meetings, which are getting interesting when you're trying to lease a piece from them. By the way, if you don't know it, if you try to lease a piece of Indian ground, which might be an allotment owned by a tribal member, or it might actually be within the trust. By the way, they'll stick that land in their trust, by the way. That's a whole nother subject. If you have a tribal member that wants it, you could have had that for 40 years and somebody decided they want it and they are an actual tribal member. They can get what they call it this. This is the term, Indian preference, and they will get that. So you're not guaranteed anything. Essentially, you're a North Dakota citizen, but you are not a tribal you're not a tribal member, so you have zero rights within the reservation for any of their stuff in all reality. So I want everybody to be aware of this idea of transferring land into their ownership and or trust is a horrible idea, and it will be detrimental to all of you, especially the hunters. Guys, these people who come out and go hunting, and they don't hunt on the tribal lands, but they hunt within the reservation, say like on private land, like mine, or in BLM lands, might be state trust lands. There's an array of public access lands within the tribal system. Well, if they start giving that to the tribe, you won't have access to this, or you're going to have to pay $300 and $400 for non-resident tags. I have to look it up, but someone told me it's like $300 now for a deer tag if you're a non-resident of the tribe. So keep that in mind, everybody. It's going to affect you. And they've got some crazy rules too when it comes to where you can shoot and not shoot. It isn't like a free-for-all in some of these places. So.
Yeah, it doesn't follow the same fish and game rules for sure. And I can tell you, if it's like Turtle Mountain and Spirit Lake, and no disrespect to the tribal members up there, but they don't have the game to hunt anymore because they hunt it out. So it's not even going to be worth hunting if you did have it. But the reality is, guys, that when this is the kind of structure that it's two things. One is it's bad, but we need to stop voting for people that have the audacity to put this stuff in front of us and try to pass it as laws. That's where it has to start, because they don't care enough. We could put forward good legislation to say, you know what, we need to move some BLM land over here. We need to sell this or do that and make better ranching and better grazing. And maybe we even need to look, Clay, maybe you're right. Maybe eventually we need to look at reforming and updating some of the rental rates, even though I'm not really in favor of putting any more pressure on cattle or farmers. But that can be done by process. It should not be done to line the pockets of a congressman or senator.
Oh, I agree. So I had to do this quick. So I just pulled up Standing Rock's Game and Fish. So just so everybody knows, here's a deer archery fee. If you are a tribal resident non-member, that would be me, because I live here, within $1,000. If you're a non-resident non-member, $1,000. Yeah, I'm just letting people know. Deer gun, $1,000. Everything's $1,000 if you're a non-resident, non-tribal member, or even a resident non-tribal member. That is the price to hunt a deer. So right now you're paying what was it, $35, $45? I don't even remember what the deer is in North Dakota, because I have a gratis tag.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, you're not going to get the hunt for under $50. If it goes into the tribal system, you're going to have to get one of their $1,000 tags. Just so you guys know this. That's what I'm getting at. Nobody's even thought about this stuff.
Well, they're not people that are on the land. They're just profiting from the land. That's
Right.
why. I mean, even when you talk to them, they can say that they're pro Second Amendment or they're backing the rest of it, but they're not thinking through those of us that have to live here and work on it or cross it. It doesn't make any sense for usability.
No, it don't. So antelope tags are $750.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, I hadn't really looked it up. I probably should have, but and yeah, there's elk. There's some nice elk down here, honestly.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Very, very nice elk. So trophy bull tag lottery, four tags is what will be available for spouses and tribal members, non-members and non-resident non-members. Lottery dates, blah blah blah. Well, you can still put in for them. You got till the 31st of July. $20 entry fee just to apply. All lottery. If you draw, it's $5,000 now.
Oh yeah.
So if you're a non-member resident or a non-resident non-member, it don't matter. It's $5,000. Just so everybody knows for that trophy bull tag, you can get cow or spike or raghorns for $1,000, which is still honestly. I look at that because literally I can travel about 75 miles to the east and get on an elk on tribal land, and I've got friends over there. I guarantee I spend way more than $1,000 when I go to Colorado or Wyoming. I haven't done it in a while to go elk hunting. I mean, when I look at that cost, that's actually to me not so bad. $5,000, so,
that's up there. Yeah.
But that's just 3 species that we looked up.
Yeah. And I was thinking, Clay, that there's going to be people out there that say, like, we're bashing this Trust Land Completions Act pretty badly, but they would probably saying, like, well, look, we do need some reform. We want to get some of this BLM land transitions back into state land so we can profit from it, so we can use it or whatever. Okay, I'm not against that, and there could be legislation for that to transition back, but it needs to stay where the state can then profit from it. Instead of being made available to sell to the highest bidder. You can't lose that land, guys.
And and I've always said this, and I still believe it. The federal government isn't supposed to own that much land. That was never constitutionally a mandate. It really wasn't. Right. We know what's in the Constitution, and it talks about the creation of DC, the 10 by 10 square miles, post forts, things like that, but not what we have become today. All right. With that said, I don't want to necessarily see it sold off privately because I know what's going to happen in today's world. So I think at the very least, it should return to state control. I'd like to even see it county control, but let's get it to the state control first.
Yeah.
And get the feds out of it. That would be a huge thing, but not this way. This ain't the way to do it.
No, exactly. I wouldn't even mind a clause in there that says that it can be leased and rented and used for profit for the counties or the state, but something. We need a good number of people to sit and talk about this, but something that says that it can't be sold to the highest bidder, because we won't ever see that land,
Right. So we got a couple comments come in here. Hey, good to see you, Dan. Dad's on there. Hey, Kelly, good to have you on tonight. Justin, good to have you here. So Tim Billman, I'll just put it up here. Maybe you'll be able to see it. I don't know. Maybe you won't be able to hear. He says, why doesn't the Sioux tribe go against the data center that is talked about by Mandan? Because they are downstream. Aren't they worried about poisoning the water now? That's good point, right? I mean, they protested. They rioted. It wasn't a protest. They rioted over the pipeline here a few years back and destroyed their land. I wasn't far from that. And I'm telling you right now, you'd think they'd be concerned, but I haven't heard anything. Have you?
No,
I haven't heard nothing out of the tribe.
No.
Kelly asked, what about pheasant? Well, let's take a look. I'm happen to pull that up here. So non-resident, non-member, $150 for a season permit. Tribal resident, which would be me, non-member, $75. Really, that ain't bad.
No, it's not bad.
And it's for the season. Unlike North Dakota, if you're a non-resident, I think now you can get 14 days. You can split it up 7 days. Same with South Dakota. I hate that because I live right here on the border. I used to buy back in the day. I had a North Dakota, a South Dakota, and a tribal license to hunt pheasant, or actually small game, because I was on all of it. And back then, the tribal was 5 pheasants. The state, North Dakota was 3, and we had a lot of pheasants in, and South Dakota and North Dakota were both 3. So I literally could have 14 pheasants a day.
Wow.
legally.
That's great. Man.
Hunting tribal land, North Dakota and South Dakota. But I would buy that $100 license as a non-resident at that time for North Dakota, I think it was. And I think it was about $100 because I was a South Dakota resident. But now, I mean, I won't even do it for South Dakota. I'm not paying that kind of money for 14 days.
No, no, it's too short. Yeah.
And I remember I went and testified. You know, I thought it was a bad idea. They don't care. It was about the money. I always tell everybody, remember, your game and fish departments are the biggest fee hunting operators in your state. They own nothing. They don't have animals. They don't. They got some land, but they don't do nothing but sell you tags. Just remember that.
Yep.
Let's see, dances. I think they are not rioting because lots of the ego money that paid them to dry up. Okay. And then Kelly says, is this all BLM lands? I don't know, Kelly. I mean, it could. I don't think it'll be all of them. We don't know. They don't have specifics. This bill is just authorizing it to happen.
Yeah.
Essentially.
So there's a piece. Yeah, Clay, that's really good. It's really important you ask that question. So when you look at it, and this is the complexity of it. There is some BLM land. Some people say as much as 40,000 acres that could be converted and could become into state land. That's what I'm concerned about, because that land then is under state control, and that doesn't mean it has to stay there at the benefit of the state. That can then be decided upon by the governor to either close down or to limit access or whatever. And right now it's got a lot of access. So I think you need an honest broker on this, and I don't think that's the way to do it. But there's a lot of other land that's going to move. Yeah.
Well, and I wonder about things like Army Corps of Engineer land. I mean, talk about the riots that took place. That took place on Army Corps of Engineer land along the Missouri River, which, by the way, you or me could have never went down there and camped and did what they did.
No,
it was illegal.
Ever. Yeah,
and they got away with it. But we saw how they treat their land if they really don't. I remember going and I can take you any day to Fort Yates and show you what Fort Yates looks like. I'm telling you, they are a lot of times their own worst enemies, honestly. Yeah, the town is just, and I'm not saying there isn't towns off the res that don't look that way, but that particular town, which is that's our county seat for Sioux County, and really the center of business for county and for tribal, and it looks like a dump. That's how they take care of things. Just so you guys, it's right along the waterway, by the way. So that doesn't seem to concern them when they're doing it. Dan says NGO, gotcha. NGO money, that makes more sense. And that, by the way, when they did that, when they were rioting the pipeline and protesting, that costed the state of North Dakota millions of dollars to clean it up.
Oh, I don't doubt it at all. Yeah.
We'll tell you what, we're about 10 minutes to top of the hour, Alex. Let's take a break. We can come back and we can wrap this part up.
Sounds good.
And we got plenty of things we can come back to. So we're going to take a quick break. Thanks, everybody. Go ahead and get yourself your beverage of choice. Mine's water these days, but take a break, use the bathroom, whatever you need to do, and we're going to be right back after these ads.
Sounds good. Thanks.
LAUER Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at LAUER Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with LAUER, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. LAUER Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at LAUER Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's LAUER Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
When you want it done right,
go where lemons go.
Kalon's Auto Service, owned and operated operated by Kalon and Misty Foss, lifelong locals with over 25 years experience. From modern rides to classic restorations, they can handle it all. Top quality work, fair price, and honest hometown values. Located just 1 block south of Highway 12 on 6th Avenue West in Lemmon. Kalon's Auto Service, serving you with all your auto repair needs.
For the best gun gear for every and any situation, Little Angry Man Arms LLC has you covered. Top-notch guns from top-name brands like Winchester, Glock, Sig Sauer, and Ruger to essential extras from Magpul's, Streamlight, Hollow, Sun Optics, and more. Little Angry Man Arms LLC have everything to make your shooting adventures a success. Visit littleangrymanarms.com today and gear up for your next big hunt, competition, or home defense. Don't miss out on our exclusive deals. Little Angry Man Arms LLC, based in Trail City, South Dakota, your ultimate hunting partner.
At Horton LaserCraft, we believe in the power of personalization. Whether it's a cherished memory, a special occasion, or a unique gift, our custom laser engraving brings your vision to life. Our expert craftsmen and state-of-the-art technology ensure every piece is a work of art. From personalized decor to one-of-a-kind keepsakes, Horton LaserCraft makes every moment unforgettable. Horton LaserCraft is owned and operated by a local veteran and his wife located near Thunderhawk, South Dakota. They provide custom laser products at a reasonable price, and their turnaround time is fast and efficient.
Custom board cutting, glassware, decanter sets, mugs, assorted stainless steel jewelry, assorted tags, decor, custom acrylic nightlights, and much, much more.
Call them up at 605-545-7535. Horton LaserCraft, where memories are engraved.
All right. We are back, everybody. Welcome back, Guns and 701. Again, thanks to our sponsors. Lauer Auto Repair has been with us since the very, very beginning, and we can't do it without great sponsors like them. And, of course, our newest sponsor, which we love. I love doing business. I've been doing business with these guys for a long time here. Crappie Creek Feeds LLC, Jason and Megan Holm. You can reach Jason at 605-850-3998. He came on board as one of our top tier sponsors. He's got mineral for your cows. He's got mineral for your goats. He got chicken feed, dog food, liquid and salt needs. I mean, you name it. He's got it. And he really pushed his garlic salt. And I bought these barrels, and I'm telling you guys, were fantastic. And I got to get back down there and get some more. And we've been trying to get hay put up just as he has. But again, these guys do a phenomenal job. Pro Second Amendment, as conservative as you can think about. And I'm telling you, Crappie Creek Feeds is your place to go. Crappie Creek Feeds, LLC, Jason or Megan Holm, 605-850-3998 down there in Glad Valley, South Dakota, just outside of Isabel. Give them a call and go get some great service along with some great feed for your livestock needs. All right. So now you're at the fair, right? The state fair. Did I get that right?
We're at the fair. Yeah, we're just heading. We just picked up everybody, and we're heading over. We're going to stay the night in Minot tonight. We're going to come back, and we're going to crush it again tomorrow. We got the grandkids, and my daughter's here with the son-in-law. We are, we've kind of taken over the place, I think, almost.
So the next time that we're going to be in the same vicinity, I've got our new version of these. I got one for you, by the way.
Thanks a lot.
Have one of those, and represent the brand, right?
Absolutely, yeah, I'll do that.
But nothing else. If I see Tom, I can give it to him. But I don't get over there that much up in that country. But we'll figure it out. If you're in Bismarck sometime, let me know, Alex. And I can tell you, Bismarck is. I can get up there. Fairly with enough notice generally. So
I'd kind of like to get down into your area and talk to some of the folks down there sometime and get a feel for how things are going down in your area.
We need to do that. I know we were going to do that before the primary, it just didn't work out. But yeah, I would love to take you out and just let's talk off air here, or we can talk tomorrow. There's a couple places we could go and just have a meet and greet, because there's still people around here that. They know your name, but they don't know who you are.
I think that'd be great.
I gave them signs, so we had their signs out.
There you go. There you go. All right.
Still do.
Yeah. We plan on staying in it, so we should definitely talk with those folks. We know that there's a whole process here going forward that we gotta work through, with the next year or so, whatever. But
Right.
For everybody out there, we'll stay in it and we'll be at it. So
Yeah. Hey, Kelly, he wanted to get a good email address to send Julia a letter. I will get that to you. You know I will, buddy. I can send it to you here after the show as well. It is on our website, but yeah, the best thing, email is great, but I love calling their office, and I call the DC office. Find that 202 number. That's a DC prefix, and it's on our website. And call and let them know. You won't get her, but I'm telling you right now, if you don't call and they don't hear from you, then they think all is well. When they start getting calls coming in, that's when these guys get nervous. It's just like when we go to the legislature and you fill the committee room when they're having a hearing. Them guys are nervous. I don't know why. I mean, they're representatives and senate. They're supposed to represent the people. You'd think they'd want them in there. But making them nervous is easy. Just fill the room. Or flood the calls.
Yeah. And if you got friends, just do it, set it up, break it up. A couple calls every single day from all your friends. Just call on the same topic. They will get through, and they'll just say, look, I'm getting all these calls, even if it seems like a nuisance to them. Yep. I mean, it shouldn't be a nuisance. They should want to hear what you're saying,
Oh, absolutely. And again, it passed the House, but you can let her know your thoughts on that. So you need to call Kramer and Hoven in North Dakota and Thune and Rounds in South Dakota and tell them what you think. The nice thing about the Senate is every state's only got 2 senators, so it's equal. Yep. So there's 4 people you can call. And I can tell you that right now, if you call our senators, they'll take heed to your calls.
Yes.
They will.
Yeah, it matters to them. It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good way to put it. So, all right, you just mentioned it. So, House of Representatives race. What are we looking at, Alex?
Well, certainly, I'd like to run again for the Congress because I think that's an important place to support the things we need done in North Dakota. And I believe that controlling the budget and those things are critically important. I guess it's going to depend on whether Julie lifts and shifts and hides up in the Senate. I think that, look, for everybody out there, my crystal ball says that Hoven's getting her ready to take over in the Senate. He'll step down and give her that seat. That way she's protected and they get a rubber stamp in the Senate. That's pretty scary to me because she has no experience. And then we've got 2 races to run. Somebody's got to run against her in the Senate. Somebody's got to run against the new congressional seat.
Yeah. Her in the Senate would be, I shouldn't say she's harmless in the House, but compared to the Senate, yeah, she's harmless.
Yeah, exactly.
The Senate is where, think about it, that's where treaties are ratified. That's where cabinet members are ratified. Everything there you go. I mean, the powers of the levers of power within Congress really sit in the Senate, and that was by design and not how we have it today because they passed a constitutional amendment to make them elected by the people because the Senate used to be elected by your state legislatures.
That's right.
And that was actually a better reflection of the actual base in your state. It really was. I liked it better that way. I'd love to see it go back there. And some people are not going, what are you talking about? Well, read your Constitution, pull it out, and then look it up. It is in there. And that is how this was set up. That's why there was so much power laid within the Senate because they were 6-year terms. They were equals from all the states in the country, 2 senators per state. That's why it was set up there, and they were elected by the state legislatures. So you wouldn't. I can tell you when that was happening, you didn't see. It was different then. They were liberal, conservative, but for lack of a better term, you wouldn't see a diehard Republican state send Democrat senators to Congress.
Yeah,
because the legislature was electing them. Just like you wouldn't see California, who people don't know this. Most of them are Democrat from the House of Representatives, but there are Republican reps out of the state of California, at least for the time being.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So it does happen. So just keep that in mind that's why the Senate bears so much power, and I'm with you. The point is I wouldn't really want Julie there either. She will not be representing us. she
Well, you and
will
I
be
talked about this, but
representing those who put her there.
yeah, I mean, you and I talked about in Dakotans, so much influence is levied on North Dakota from the federal government that you really want to be careful picking and choosing who goes up there. So it's okay to do some introspection and just say, look, what we did here is we picked somebody who was an appointee, we put him in Congress, and now we're going to put him in the Senate, and maybe it's time to change that because they're going to continue to weigh in on North Dakota policy. It's got an undue influence. It really does.
Yeah, I agree. The Senate seats are important in any state, but they really are, with all the things that are in North Dakota. And like you and I were talking off air, this state is very much influenced. Well, for one, by oil and gas. We know that, right? There's outside influences. They are a big player as far as in the Senate because of our assets in this state. People, they want to be part of this state that don't live here. You get out of this area. You've been out east. I've been out east. I've been a lot of places too. You tell them where you're from. They love the idea, and they think our state is diehard red, and it's not. It hasn't been. I learned that when I moved up here. But they really want to come here, but they don't like the cold. They've got this impression. You've heard all the things, but they understand that North Dakota is rich in assets, don't they?
They do. Oh. Yeah, they understand. Our connection is there. Are we okay?
Oh, it's you're breaking up pretty bad there. Yeah. Are you still there?
I might lose you because we're heading over to lodging. But can I?
Again? Oh, there we got you.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah. I was going to say we might lose you. We might lose you in a bit here because we're heading out to the base actually.
Okay.
But I wanted to say, for everybody out there, first of all, thanks a lot, Clay, for bringing this to everybody's attention. And we're going to stay on it. If you want to reach out to me, send me a note on this. We'll talk about it some more. But I'd just like to see us be a little more cognizant of what's going on with them because it's too easy for them to do this grab right now. And if it goes through, we'll be looking at it 5-10 years from now saying, why did we let it happen? And it's just wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. This will have a long-term effect on us as a whole. And not a good one. It'll be a negative effect.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, well, if I'm going to lose you, Clay, I'll tell you, thanks a lot, guys. I'll talk to you soon.
Yep. Thanks, Alex, for coming on, and we'll have you on again. We should have had you on here earlier, but Hayden kind of took my whole schedule here this summer. So thanks again, Alex. Have a safe trip. Enjoy the family and the fair, and we'll have you back on again. How's that sound?
I will. Thanks again. God bless. Talk to you soon.
God bless. Yep. All right, guys. That was Alex Balazs. He was a candidate for the U.S. House. So you heard him tonight. He's talking about running and staying in the fight. I don't know where that path is going to go. We're going to talk about that. But, obviously we ain't going to be able to do that. He's running into some bad service there as he heads out to the base up there by Minot. So we appreciate Alex coming on. He's a diehard conservative. He's got my support, whatever he does. We did talk a little before we went live. Some of the plans, I think he's got it right. I do believe as well. I guess I've had this thought for a long time. It looked like to me that possibly Hoven's going to retire. And I imagine Julie would try to run for that. That would be a logical term. Whether it's in North Dakota, South Dakota, your reps seem to do that. Rounds did that. Thune did that. A lot of the reps, especially when you have only one per state in our two rural states, that it seemed like a logical step for them. So, yeah, we might see him do that. I guess Rounds was a governor too. So, that's just where they go. He went from governor to rep to Senate. So it doesn't surprise me that would be what would be happening. John Hoven's been in there a long time in North Dakota. So he's probably maybe looking to step down. Hey, I want to thank whoever. I don't see it right away. I just see that somebody scanned our QR code. So right there it is, and they subscribed. We want to thank you for that. That helps keep this boat afloat as well, and we appreciate everybody. So I've got some things going on here this evening yet, so I wanted to have Alex on and hit on that. We will be coming back live next week. I believe now. I gotta confirm this. I might be back on tomorrow or Thursday. Nate Brown is on the road. He was the NRA field rep that was covering South Dakota and Wyoming. Then he transferred to the Whittington Center, and he's got some big things going on down there in Raton with the NRA Whittington Center, and him and I had a conversation the other day. So don't be surprised if we end up going live tomorrow. And sorry, Jamie, I guess I got to work around Nate's schedule, but it'll either be tomorrow night or Thursday night. I don't know. If it doesn't work, we're going to bump them into next week. So just keep that in mind. I'll be on live, of course, Friday with Todd Mitchell in the morning. I'll look forward to that each and every week. I can't make it all the time. I couldn't make it. I was out bailing, honestly, last week. We had to do that. That's just the nature of the beast this year with the heat and early mornings. But 7:15 a.m. Mountain Time, 8:15 Central. Mitchell in the morning, KFYR, 5:50 a.m. You're going to want to tune in for that. We always have a good thing. And that's kind of where I have moved my happy ending of the week. I don't do it here much anymore. Once in a while. I was going to talk a little bit about some things I've seen. You got some, just looking in Virginia, the magazine ban and things like that have been now basically been put on hold. So they're back on the shelves. And from what I understand, they're flying off the shelves because that there was a judge that stepped in there, and I think you're going to see those cases move up through that. I've still been keeping up on this. These cases are going to move into the Supreme Court eventually, and they're going to be decided. We just saw the Fifth Court give us a victory. So, Fifth Circuit Court, they're basing it on Bruin and Heller. I mean, think about that. Those two cases were so important for the victory that they have set precedent, and that historical use is setting it even further. By the way, Second Amendment Foundation, I know, is involved in this, and I think the Suppressor Association of America, I think that's what they call themselves, they're bringing cases challenging the NFA now, which we knew was going to happen. There's been some small cases, but they're making it into the bigger courts now as they work through the process. I really do believe that you may see that possibly next court session. I don't know. We'll see how fast they move through, because there's no tax anymore. So it's zero. So it's not a tax anymore. And that was the whole basis of the National Firearms Act of 1934. We shall see. And of course, we're going to find out. We're going to get a definition on AR-15s, aren't we? Court said they're going to hear that case when they come back. So a lot of things going on in the Second Amendment world as far as court cases and things like that. I'm going to be changing some things up here and trying to bring you some new information on other subjects pertaining to the firearms world. Just been kind of working on stuff, but I won't be launching that probably till August, just so everybody knows that. With that, everybody, I'm going to call it an evening. I thank each and every one of you for following. Subscribe. Don't forget, subscribe, follow, and share on all of our social media platforms. I can tell you right now, Facebook has been taking Leon and this channel and pretty much leveled it off in the algorithms. They've been really dinging Leon horrible. We can't actually, we're not suggested anymore in any of the feeds on Facebook because we supposedly violated things. It's getting close to election time. I imagine this is going to get worse. If you're over there on X, formerly Twitter, go check us out. Give us a like, follow us, share it, invite your friends, and we thank each and every one of you for the support. We're coming up on our fourth year starts here in August. So again, thank you everybody for supporting us, and spread the word. We try to bring you the best. I can tell you this is a short one tonight, and mainly because I got some other things I need to do before we head back out and try to bale some hay up. That's the season we're in. So again, everybody, thank you for tuning in. And don't forget to tune in on Friday, KFYR 5:50 a.m. radio, Todd Mitchell in the morning. I'll be on there, 7:15 a.m. Mountain, 8:15 Central. Then you're going to tune in that night for Blackbeard Logic with Leon Francis. He's 5 Mountain, 6 Central. And, of course, the Sunday Sportsman's Devotion with Vance Bishop. If you haven't been watching that, please go look it up on all of our social medias. That is just it's a great show, and it brings the word of God along with some things in the sporting world, and he likes to fish, so you're getting some fishing news there too. So check all those out. All right, everybody, God's blessings to each and every one of you, and remember, the only way to God's kingdom is through Christ Himself. Keep your powder dry, everybody, and have a great week.